Hey everybody, welcome back to another TTM Tuesday with Terry B. So baseball season has officially begun kickoff. Seen some spring training games over the last few days, so that's always great to see. A little bit closer to opening day. So with that said, got a couple TTMs back. This week I kind of broke it up a little bit because I actually got a decent return over the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to hit a couple today. I'm going to save a few out for next week. So a little bit of a blend today. Got some baseball and some hockey. So I think some of these returns will be pretty cool. So that said, let's get rolling. So first return took 56 days. And they kept or threw away the index card. And our first return is a rated rookie of Pete Harnisch for the Orioles. So 89 Donruss. A little bit about Pete Harnisch. He was drafted originally by the Orioles 27th overall in the first round of the 87 MLB draft. Let's see, out of Fordham University. Career stats, had a WAR of 17.9, 111 wins, 103 losses, ERA of 3.89, 321 games, 318 of those started, almost 2,000 innings pitched, 1,368 strikeouts with a whip of 1.296. Mr. Harnish was a one-time All-Star. Best seasons, so just quick rundown. 88 through 90 with the Orioles, then moved on to the Astros. In 91 with the Astros was his All-Star year. He went 12-9 with a 2.7 ERA, so great stats. I would say probably though his best year would have been 93, where he was 16-9 with a 2.98 ERA. So again, mentioned 91 with the Astros through 94, 95 through part of 97 with the Mets, last half of 97 with the Brewers, and 98 through 2001 to finish off his career with the Cincinnati Reds. So Pete Harnisch. This was interesting because I've seen a lot of folks that send this out that doesn't get returned. So I'm hoping that either he started signing again or he took some solace in the fact that I grew up in a place where he had pitched in his minor league career. So still pretty cool to get a return when you see folks that haven't had a lot of luck with someone like this. So Pete Harnisch was the first return. So our second return took 9 days to come back. Let's take this all out. Two index cards, none of which were signed, which I believe I stuck two in just because of the card and was hoping it would keep it safe. Got a thank you note here. So I sent out to Bert Blyleven. I'm starting to work on my Hall of Famers that TTM. So Pete Harnisch was free. Bert Blyleven was not. He does charge $20 to sign a card that you supply to him. So you can see the auto here. I believe this is an 81 tops. Yeah, 81 tops. I thought it was pretty cool. So he sent the thank you note. He also sleeved the card. I usually don't throw sleeves in there just because I know, a lot of folks don't want to be bothered with those as they're signing autographs, for the most part for free already. But guessing that because Bert does charge a little more, they were kind enough to sleeve it up for me. So that was awesome. So if you don't know, a little history about Mr. Blyleven. Is a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, two-time All-Star, two-time World Series champion, drafted by the Twins in the third round of the '69 amateur draft out of Santiago High School. Stat-wise, he was a career wins above replacement at 94.4, 287 wins, 250 losses, ERA of 3.31, 692 games, 685 starts, almost 5,000 innings pitched, a little over 3,700 strikeouts, a whip of 1.198. So across his career, let's see, we've got 70 to 75, 76 actually with the Twins, the Rangers in the back half of 76, Rangers 77, Pittsburgh, so with the Pirates through 78 to 80, Indians 81 to 85, last half of 85 with the Twins, stayed with the Twins up through 88, and 89-90 with the California Angels. Did not play in the majors in 91, and 92 finished up with the Angels. Some of the big numbers here, let's see. 37 starts in 85, where he also threw 24 complete games in those 37 starts, which is just unheard of. 5 shutouts. Let's see. 9 shutouts in 73. So All-Star year in 73, 20 and 17, with an ERA of 2.52, 9 shutouts. 85. Let's see. He was 17 and 16, and that was the 37 starts, 24 complete games, 5 shutouts. So Bert Blyleven is the second return. All right. Next return is, so 10 days here, and no index card. So we'll switch over to hockey for a little bit now. So Kelly Miller. So folks know I am a Maryland native, if you haven't figured it out by now. So I do follow the Orioles, Capitals. I'm not a Ravens or a Colts fan. I'm an oddball when it comes to the NFL, which I haven't done football TTMs yet, so you guys will figure that out when and if I end up doing TTM for football. A little bit about Kelly Miller. Drafted by the New York Rangers, 9th round, 183rd overall in the 82 draft. Broke into the NHL in the 84-85 season with the Rangers through 86-87. Then traded to, looks like, I believe traded to, because mid-86-87 season. Finished 86-87 with the Capitals all the way through 98-99 with the Caps. And then played in the IHL in 99 to 2000. NHL totals, 1,048 games played, 181 goals, 282 assists. Is good for 463 points, 512 penalty minutes. Playoff-wise, 119 playoff games with 20 goals, 34 assists. Good for 54 points in the playoffs. So Kelly Miller, left winger for the Capitals. I'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see the autos. All right. Next return's pretty thick. We've got a couple of things in here. So 44-day return, I completely forgot to show that on the envelope. So Pierre Bouchard is our next TTM. You can see the Montreal Canadiens jersey with the now with the Capitals. So we'll take a look at what we got here. So there's a card I sent. He also sent an oversized Canadiens card. It's always pretty cool when someone sends something you didn't ask for, or you didn't send to them. So it's kind of an oversized card. You can see the Canadiens and the Capitals. And also sent an oversized card of his father, Butch Bouchard, who is an NHL Hall of Famer. So not autographed. I believe Mr. Bouchard is definitely passed by now. Pierre was born in 48, so it's most likely the case. So still pretty cool. So double auto along with a card from his father. So a little bit about Pierre Bouchard. Drafted 5th overall by the Canadiens in the 65 NHL Amateur Draft. Let's see. Broke into the NHL in 70-71 with the Canadiens. Stayed there through 77-78 with the Capitals, 78-79 season through 81-82. Really interesting. I did a little bit of research on this. So Pierre Bouchard, apparently the Canadiens, and I don't know the full story, tried to manipulate something in the waiver wire so that they could keep Pierre. However, that actually led to his rights being moved from Montreal to Washington because of interference from the NHL president. And because Bouchard was unhappy, he ended up in Washington. He only played 1 game in 78-79 and actually considered retiring. Obviously, he did not, and finished his career with the Washington Capitals. So his father, just of note, Butch Bouchard, was a Hall of Famer with the Montreal Canadiens. He was a defenseman, played in the 40s and 50s. So awesome to get 3 returns back. So thank you, Mr. Bouchard. All right. So we've got a 55-day return for the next one. And speaking of Hockey Hall of Famers, we've got another one here with Rod Langway of the Capitals. So a little bit about Rod. All right. So he was originally drafted 36th overall, so the second round of the 77 NHL amateur draft, but was also drafted 6th overall in the 77 WHA amateur draft. So got some dueling leagues here, and my hockey history is not that great, so I can't tell you the difference and why there were two leagues at that point in time. But anyway, broke into the NHL 78-79 with the Canadiens, stayed there through 81-82, so 82 to 83 with the Capitals all the way down to 92-93, then some time in the ECHL, the IHL, and the AHL. So across his career, Mr. Langway, 994 games, 51 goals, 278 assists, good for 329 points, 849 penalty minutes. Playoffs, 104 games played, 5 goals, 22 assists for 27 points. So that was Rod Langway. Also, it's worth pointing out, he was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2002 and was a two-time James Norris Memorial Trophy winner as the top defenseman in the NHL. So, Rod Langway. And our last return was a 9-day return. Was Craig Patrick, a right winger for the Capitals. And this one's pretty cool, especially given the timing this came in. So this past weekend was the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice that occurred between the USA and Russia. You can see here he did add the 1980 gold inscription for me on the card. So talk a little bit about Craig Patrick, and then we'll go into the Miracle on Ice game. So let's see. I don't have any draft information. So he is 73 years old, broke into the NHL in 71-72 with the California Golden Seals. Definitely, again, way before the time I started paying attention to hockey. So 71-72 with the Seals through 74-75. Finished 74-75 with the St. Louis Blues. 75-76 with the Kansas City Scouts. 76-77 with the Capitals. 77-78 and 78-79 also with the Capitals. There's some AHL, PHL, and CHL time in there as well. So obviously after 78-79 would have been the beginnings of the 1980s hockey team. So Craig Patrick served at the request of legendary coach Herb Brooks as an assistant coach for the U.S. hockey team that went on into Lake Placid to beat the Soviets in the 1980 Olympics, and then subsequently Finland a few days later. So really awesome to see that right around the same time as the Miracle on Ice. So pretty cool to see an auto from Craig Patrick. So that's what I've got this week. Thanks, everybody, for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Appreciate all the love, and we'll talk to everybody next week. Thanks.